Good morning, everyone. I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony, along with meteorologist Joel Robinson here in the CBS 19 Weather Center. If you live in Houston County and you have a weather radar radio, it may have gone off for a tornado warning. But I want to show you the part of the county that is under the tornado warning right now. And if tornado sirens are sounding, this is also why we are on. And again, Houston County currently a tornado warning until 3:30. But this is the portion of Houston County currently under the tornado warning. So we're going to widen things out here just so we can show you that if that's the area and you live in Crockett, it's still widen out a little bit more, or Lovelady or Ash, it's still probably a good idea now to move to your shelter. So that interior room, lowest part of your house, if you have a storm shelter, I know it's the middle part of the night, but if we just woke you up, it's probably best to go there. We have a tornado warning on this cell here that is southeast of Madisonville. So I think Madisonville might be included in that. And of course, there's Huntsville. Huntsville did have a tornado warning earlier, so Sam Houston State University probably taking some precautions for that. But it's this part of the cell there near Bedias up to Madisonville and all the way up to Midway and then over into that little sliver of Houston County. That's the current tornado warning. And again, that goes until 3:30. So we're going to switch modes here. We're showing you the big raindrops. So now we're going to use what we call a derived product that is going to look at the way the raindrops are moving in relation to the wind. So we don't see a whole lot of circulation right now within that cell, but it has the capability of producing a tornado. And again, that's going to be southwest of Houston County. So we'll leave that right there. That's Grimes, Houston, Madison, Walker County till 3:30. So some counties adjacent to Houston County until the middle of the night here. And that's why we're coming on middle of the night again. You're sleeping down in Houston County and maybe something woke you up from either a weather radio alarm going off, or if they're sounding tornado sirens, sometimes county emergency managers will sound the siren for the entire county when there is just a small portion of the county under a tornado warning. I'm not sure how Houston County handles that, but just in case, and you're flipping around and you want to get some information, we're here for you. I'm with meteorologist Joel Robinson. And so we're covering the storms in the middle part of the night. So we're going to leave that there. Then we're going to move up here. We're going to check out some other storms. It's kind of a rumbly, loud night across East Texas. Got a lot of rain and thunder, but that's the only warning right now in terms of severe thunderstorm warning and or tornado warning. The rest of us, Jacksonville, just had a comment from a viewer that it looked pretty nasty in Jacksonville. It is. I mean, it's raining really hard. We're getting thunder and lightning. You can also see the lightning strikes up here toward Tyler. The lightning strikes dwindle the farther north we go. The ragged edge on these thunderstorms tells us that we're not getting real defined push of winds. We might have wind gusts around 30 miles an hour, but it's well below severe limits. We're not even getting special weather statements from the National Weather Service on this line of showers and thunderstorms as it moves through. The heavier rain extends back to Athens, and then there's lighter rain, and eventually it is all said and done. So you've got the rain moving into Gilmer, rain moving into Tyler, rain soon to move into Henderson, and rain now right in thunderstorms moving into Jacksonville and out of Palestine. So let's track that line there from Gilmer down to Jacksonville, out to the east. Last I checked out, Joel, I think it was moving east at about 30 miles an hour right in that ballpark there. Yeah. So that means it's heading into Gladewater. If you live in Gladewater, in about a minute, the rain will start to pound down on your roof. You're going to hear it. White Oak at about 319, Kilgore 325, Longview at 338, Harleton at 350, Hallsville at 357, and Pine Hill at 409. So we are on air on CBS 19. We're also streaming on our CBS 19 Plus stream. So we thank you for watching us there. Also on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. If you have a question on the Facebook page, please ask that. We are watching and looking for questions and trying to answer questions there. But again, there are no warnings within this area here. There are no watches in effect anymore. We did have a severe thunderstorm watch that was out for Houston County until 3 a.m. And now we have a severe thunderstorm watch south of that area. So Walker County, Waller County, Grimes County, all included in the severe thunderstorm watch, but we have this tornado warning that was just issued southwest of Houston County, but again, just that little sliver of Houston County. So what we'll do is we'll send programming back to a regular programming here tonight, and we will continue to watch this storm. We're going to continue to stream as we head through the rest of the evening and into the early morning hours of Saturday. Our Titan indicator here is picking up some rotation that would tell us that we are just a notch or two below. It's medium level rotation in terms of a tornadic vortex signature. So I'll step out and see if Joel can click on that and just kind of look inside the storm. We'll put the algorithms to test and put them to work. And you can see on that tornado impact, it's on the lower end. The wind impact is also on the lower end at about a 2. And that severe thunderstorm warning that is southwest of that tornado warning goes until 3:15. That storm's moving northeast at about 33 miles an hour. Not much hail in it. The flooding impact is the biggest threat, and that's what we're going to find here tonight. The heavy rainfall will be our biggest threat. All right, back to reflectivity before we send it back to regular programming, give you the wide picture of everything here as this rain begins to come down, pound down a little bit harder. And as we widen that on out and check this one part out here, this is going to be the part of the storm that is moving toward Houston County. So we'll get you a timeline on that storm. Boy, you can hear the rain really coming down now. And in Tyler, this is the heavier rain we thought would eventually get here. And it is now coming down in buckets. So if you have to be out early driving this morning, please be careful. Please turn around if you've come across any high water and avoid that. All right, so Connor at 3:10, Weldon at 3:36, Lovelady at 3:59, and Fortis by 4:17. All right, so Denise will send it back to programming. Denise Bell is in the booth with us this morning. She's directing for us, so thank you, Denise, for coming in. We'll send it back to programming. I'll pause for a moment while we do that, and then we'll join the stream. All right, welcome back to CBS 19 Plus Facebook page and the YouTube channel. Big bolt of lightning right there. You just saw flash across the screen. We continue to track this tornado warning for that little portion of Houston County, and that goes until 3:30. Now, if this moves farther into Houston County, we'll of course go back on air, but for right now, we're going to stream this on CBS 19 Plus and on the YouTube channel and on the Facebook page. So let's check out the Facebook page, see if anybody's got any questions waking up here. The storms are gathering not strength, but speed as they continue to move northeastward. Strongest area of the storm is going to be down there that we're zoomed in right now on the radar. Plus, you can also stream. We have the radar up streaming too. When we are not streaming on CBS 19 Plus, you can watch the radar. We'll leave the radar up and streaming so that you can keep an eye on that for us. So, or we can keep an eye on the radar for you. All right. Yes, okay. Just wanted to check that out. And let's go back over here, go back to our Facebook page, and welcome everybody in who's still watching. And we appreciate you all with us here tonight. And okay, so we're just getting a little bit up. Just have a handful of people watching. I know a lot of folks are probably sleeping, and maybe what even happened here is I put out a post on Facebook that said essentially that if you woke up because of the thunderstorms, you can go back to bed. Except in Houston County, that's where we need to be on alert in case this tornado warned cell back here southwest of, there's a new severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up. That's going to be coming in for probably Houston County. And notice they put, Joel, the dashed lines, that's a large area.
Very big area.
That's a very big area. That means tornado possible when you see those lines inside that severe thunderstorm warning. So we'll get a new timeline on that severe thunderstorm warning. Probably going to go much later. I'm going to imagine it's probably going to go till 4 o'clock up toward Corrigan and West Livingston.
Yeah,
so
we got this new, see the hash lines there, but we got that new severe thunderstorm warning that does include Trinity County until 4 o'clock this morning. And another thing, again, we're continuing to watch this little area here outside of Madisonville, just in that southwest corner or southeast corner of Houston County, and we're going to keep an eye on that very closely. And of course, we have that new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for tornadoes possible, and we don't have any confirmed tornado on the ground at this time, But we certainly have these storms starting to spin around. There's a lot of wind energy in that general area for these storms to really take advantage of, for these storms to be able to spin. So we have these little kinks, as we like to call them, like little kinks in the line, where we have these rotational areas that could produce some tornadoes. So we're going to really keep a sharp eye out on that. And then, of course, that severe thunderstorm warning that does include also includes Houston County and the city of Crockett, and also Trinity County as an entirety alongside the city of Groveton. So this is the main area of concern right now that we're watching for. Rest of the area, not really dealing with any severe weather at this time, just some heavy rainfall, definitely a lot of lightning as well, but nothing severe. That is until we look further to the south. We have this tornado warning and these severe thunderstorm warnings. So that is what we're watching for at the moment. This tornado warning again going into effect until 3:30 for the southeastern sliver of Houston County. And this is something we'll really have to keep a sharp eye on, especially now given that this new severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for tornadoes possible.
Yes, it goes all the way up to the, can we widen that out so we can see? I think it goes all the way up through Trinity County and touches most of Houston County. And it looks like that part of the cell moving a little bit more to the east-northeast. So Joel's going to put a track on that, give you some arrival times. That means part of that storm. And it's interesting to look at this, just as I'm looking at it. I see these little, what we call line echo wave patterns. So there's little notches trying to pop up here. So as this storm migrates northeastward, anywhere in here you might get a quick little spin up. And so that's why this whole area where those hatched lines are would include the possibility that you'd have a quick spin up. I've seen this happen several times on a line like this. So you have wind flowing into the storm, right? It's flowing into the storm. This is warm, humid air. You've got cooler, more dense air flowing back here behind the storm. And so it creates kind of a natural twisting in the atmosphere. And if it can become strong enough, in fact, there's pretty good little inflow notch here. So I'd keep an eye on that area there southwest of Riverside. But up toward Groveton and Nacogdoches, here's some of the cities. So Riverside 323, Mapleton 330, Trinity 339, Glendale, that's 352, Cheetah 359, Fordyce about 406, and Groveton at 415. So Groveton's pretty far away, but still just keep that, it's about an hour from now. So you have time. You can just keep an eye, you can kind of hold steady where you are. You don't have to go to your shelter just yet. So we have time for this cell to continue moving northeastward. But if I was in, say, Fordyce or Mapleton, what I'd probably do is, if I had a shelter or I was upstairs and needed to go downstairs, I'd probably do that until this part of the cell passes. Once this part of the cell passes, the threat is over. And then we have to think about, well, if it would move all the way over into Angelina County. So our danger this morning here is for Angelina County down the road in about 2 hours if these cells don't weaken. And there's a very good chance that they will. As they move in, they move to the northeast, they're not in as much humid air. And the storm energy to the north is not as great as it is down here. This is the area, when Joel and I were looking at it before, when we first got in this morning, this is the area that we could see the best energy, the best environment, the best what's called wind shear, or the change in either wind speed or wind direction with height was right in this area. And so it's kind of playing out to give us a severe thunderstorm warning. This doesn't mean that we're going to have a tornado, but certainly tornado possible just looking at some of the radar signatures that we're seeing, some of the velocity signatures that we're also looking at, meaning the winds or the precipitation particles that are going toward the radar and away from the radar. Though when you look at it right now, it doesn't look all that impressive. Maybe near New Waverly, there's a little bit of a stronger flow or a signal away from the radar, and we're going to be using the radar out of Houston here, or League City. So that radar giving us a better vantage or viewpoint at Huntsville. And we did have we had a tornado warning in Huntsville. I think that's been allowed to expire at 3:15. So do we have any other tornado warnings still, or did they replace that? No, we still have the one until 3:30 for Harris and Montgomery County. So that's down toward Houston. So that's a whole different ballpark there. So we still have some spins, some what we call mid-level spin in the atmosphere or in those thunderstorms. So as long as there's that mid-level spin there, there's a very good chance, not a very good chance, there's a chance that we could see another severe thunderstorm warning or a quick tornado warning issued in those areas. Joel, it's interesting those tornado warnings dropped, so it might be moving into maybe we've used up that little bit of energy that was there.
Yeah, it's quite possible, but yeah, something that we'll just have to continue to be aware of, considering that we still have those little pockets of rotation in there, but that severe thunderstorm or the tornado warning that was in effect for just a sliver of Houston County has been allowed to expire, but we still have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect that does include Trinity and Houston counties until 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 tornadoes possible. It still has that tornado possible tag, and you can see on our indicator here that we do still have a couple of areas that we're watching for potential rotation. So we're going to really keep a close eye on it. But again, just as Brett was saying, the best wind shear or the best environment for tornadoes is going to be further to the south. That's going to include Houston and Trinity counties, as well as possibly if it moves further to the east, and if it has still enough energy, possibly into Angelina County as well. So that is what we have in store for us this morning. Again, the majority of the energy further to the south. We got some tornado warnings just north of Houston, severe thunderstorm warnings also in effect as well. And if we take a look further to the north, it is pretty. It's pretty weak. We definitely have some heavy rainfall, perhaps some ponding in some locations. But this is the area of concern right now. We can put some fresh new times on real quick. But these storms are moving about east-northeast direction at about 33 miles per hour. So these are not really fast movers by any means, but certainly they are rotating in some of these locations. So let's put some times up for you. So we got the Dodge area at 3:24 this morning, 3:29 it'll be in the Riverside area. We also have Trinity at 3:46, and then Glendale at 4 o'clock, and then Fordyce at 4:17, and should be in the Groveton area by 4:19. So that's what we have in store for this area in particular. And you can see, walk over the wall real quick, kind of show you kind of what we're really watching for. As far as the rotational signatures on velocity, it's not really looking too impressive at this time, but you can see kind of this bow shape. So certainly some heavy winds embedded within this area of the line in particular, and this also is where that severe thunderstorm warning is included. But whenever you get these little kinks right here, kind of at the top end, we call these bookend vortexes, but basically you have these inbound winds going in, and then you have the outbound punching in from the west. So that's kind of where that tornado warning sort of was, but it has been allowed to expire. But we are still going to be watching this area in particular very closely. It does look kind of impressive here, at least on the velocity, or not velocity, the reflectivity, but as for the velocity, not looking too impressive. Let's put that into motion real quick. Yeah, certainly got some things being picked up on the algorithm as far as the rotation goes. But you can see, at least at the very least, heavy winds going to be a very good possibility. What are the forecast winds out of this, Brett? Do we have, what are they saying about the severe thunderstorm warning here?
Oh, all right. Let me click on it real fast.
Yeah, because I would imagine some very heavy, very strong winds are going to be possible here with this storm in particular, just given the shape. It's a very compelling shape.
It is.
Yeah,
so they're saying 60 miles an hour. The storm itself is moving east at 55.
Okay.
So, yeah, that would easily translate to a little stronger wind than 60 miles an hour if you can get some of that mid-level wind to transfer down to the surface.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, so let me go back to, I'll get rid of that.
Yeah, so we have parts of the storm that are moving a little bit faster than others. And so that translates into this shape, right? So you got this, we call it a bow echo, right? So you got to have this bow shape. And whenever you have something like this, you're likely going to get some strong winds if they make it to the surface. These are at least winds that happen in the mid-levels. And if they can make their way down to the surface alongside the sinking air from the thunderstorm, you're going to get some pretty heavy winds, potentially some straight line winds within that region here. And again, watching for that and for the possibility of maybe a little small spin up as well, particularly in this area right here, kind of where that inbound wind is and where the outbound wind kind of combine together. It caused this little bookend vortex to form. We got those that tornado warning just north of Houston right now. That's the only tornado warning we have right now. That's the only one. But for now, just outside of Riverside, just in this area, that is the #1 thing that we're going to be watching as far as any tornado potential. And of course, Houston and Trinity County still have that severe thunderstorm warning with that tornado possible tag. So certainly take precaution when it comes to these storms. But we move further to the north, closer to Tyler, Jacksonville. We have just some moderate to heavy rainfall, lightning starting to pick up just a little bit as well. We do have a lot of moisture, a lot of warm air coming in from the south, so that kind of enhances the ascent, if you will, the air going up. So that's why we have this large area of storms here that are not quite severe, but certainly strong. Not looking at any special weather statements with this at this time. But we have some of the ingredients in place to at least get some heavy rainfall, but the better ingredients for any strong to severe storms is going to be in our southernmost county. So we'll time this out real quick. This is moving east at about, what do we say, about 30, 35 miles per hour. So we're going to be looking at the Longview area at about 326, Henderson at 336, and we also have Hughes Springs. You're in the path of this as well, 346. A lot of us getting in on this heavy rain here. Pine Hill, you've got 4:01 a.m. this morning. Jefferson, 4:15. Nacogdoches, you are on deck for this as well at 4:27, and Carthage should be in that area around 4:33. And at this point, this area of the line, not severe. We're just expecting some heavy rainfall, plenty of lightning as well. So that's what we can expect for at least this region of the line. Of course, we're going to keep a close eye on it. But again, the main area of concern that we're going to be watching for is closer to the south. You can see all that lightning. Look at all of that lightning. Just really intense area of storms. You got a lot of lightning there in Huntsville, just east of Madisonville. A lot of lightning there. The heavy rain starting to move out of that general area now. We've got Crockett and Groveton on deck here, starting to see some rain pick up in the Crockett area. We got some possible light rain in Groveton, but Groveton definitely want to be aware of this particular region here for that possibility of rotation. We're not really seeing too much on the rotation side of things, but certainly some heavy rainfall. Gusty winds are going to be a possibility up to about 60 miles per hour moving into the Groveton area within the next, I would say, 15 minutes. So definitely want to be aware of that as we go forward. Again, that severe thunderstorm warning going into effect until 4 o'clock a.m. So that's kind of the area that we're watching for right now. Brett, anything worth noting as well?
Yeah, so I just think we're going to wrap up this stream here. We'll just give you a broad overview of everything. We'll keep an eye on that storm down there that has the severe thunderstorm warning on it right now with the tornado possible tag. But essentially what we're just looking at here is going to be this line of thunderstorms that's coming out toward Gilmer and Longview and Henderson. And as Joel mentioned, there's no severe thunderstorm warning on it. And there's not even what the National Weather Service would call a special weather statement. So sometimes when thunderstorms are sub-severe, but still causing some concern, or maybe the potential is for them to strengthen back up to a severe thunderstorm warning, they'll put a special weather statement on there. If you have a wind gust at 40, 45 miles an hour, or some marginally large hail, not quite quarters, maybe nickel, there's nothing like that. This is rain. This rumbles of thunder. Like I said several times earlier in the week, I thought the thunder at night that could wake you up for sure. There is a little bit of like some rotation. But again, if we're looking at our storms here in East Texas, we're looking at them from Fort Worth and we're looking at them from Shreveport or from Houston. So many times when we look into the thunderstorm, it's going to be 5,000 to 7,000 feet off the surface. And so you'll see turning like this or rotation like this in the mid-levels of those storms, or maybe even a lower level, but not quite down to the surface. And so that one just went away. So those things will pop up from time to time, but we see those, and it just kind of keys our eye on that storm, that part of the storm that we want to watch. And then once we see it, well, then what we end up doing is we watch it, and then if it gets a little bit stronger, sometimes we can click on those little features, and it'll tell us a little bit about the storm, inside the storm, what's going on, what are the winds, what's the biggest threat at that time. Is it wind? Is it flash flooding? Is it hail? So that's a real helpful tool, but we use it as a tool, certainly, and not as one of the forecast. But again, severe thunderstorm warning does include Trinity County and should have Houston County on this also. That goes until 4 a.m., so that's got another half hour. So what we're going to do, we're going to stay until 3:30 with this stream, and then we'll send it back, and we'll continue streaming radar on CBS 19 Plus. So you can just keep it up and watch it the whole time. These warnings will change as they are reissued. We will wait and see if we get another tornado warning out of this. The lines here that you're seeing, we're not putting this thunderstorm in jail. That's not what that means. It certainly means, what it means is that anywhere inside along this line of showers and thunderstorms, there's a chance we could have a quick tornado spin up. So that means tornado possible. And so what would happen out of this is supposed to get your attention if you're in Groveton. You know, want to move to your safe space right now, just in case you had a quick spin up there, and there's a possibility. Some of the lightning is increasing again down toward Huntsville, so that tells us that those storms are getting a little bit stronger. All right, so we're down to about 30 seconds before we send it back, before we kind of configure the radar and regroup here, but we appreciate you guys checking us out on this evening. You can always ask the questions on our Facebook page. On our YouTube channel, you can like, subscribe, and share. We really like that. On the CBS 19 Plus app, if you don't have it, you can stream it. CBS 19 app also has radar that you can zoom in and out. For meteorologist Joel Robinson, I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony. We'll see you again with another stream coming up in just a little bit.